President Donald Trump is leaving Southern California after touring the devastation left behind by firestorms.
He, 007, then held a press briefing with local officials and residents where he promised federal assistance for recovery. 013, Rachel Menitoff lived in Pacific Palisades with details. 016, Rachel.
Micah Court, we're on Sunset Boulevard. 022. Not far from Fire Station 69, where President Trump delivered his remarks. 027. He did an aerial tour of the Palisades devastation and then drove over here and walked with victims of the Palisades fire through the alphabet streets. 038. He then delivered a bipartisan roundtable discussion with members of Congress. 043. Some of the highlights he says he wants to rebuild. 046. Right away, and he's going to help residents bypass what can be a lengthy permit process. 051. He also said he's signing an executive order to open up pumps in Northern California to deliver water here to Southern California. 058. He says this state has plenty of water resources and it needs to use them. 103. Listen to some of his remarks.
But 106. I just want to thank everybody. 108. We're going to be with you. 110. Your governor met us at the plane. 113. And we had a good talk, very, very positive talk. 115. We have to work together to get this really worked out. 119. I don't think you can realize how rough it is, how devastating it is until you see it. 126. I didn't realize. 127. I saw a lot of bad things on television, but the extent of it, the size of it, we flew over it in a helicopter. 135. We flew to a few of the areas, and it is devastation. 140. It's incredible. 140. It's really an incineration. 143. Even some of the chimneys came down. 145. Okay. 146. The federal government standing behind you 100%. 148. The First Lady and I are in California to express a great love for the people of California. 157. We're going to work very hard with the mayor, the governor, the supervisor, and everybody and get the resources behind you. 206. I would ask that the local officials, because we're going to. 210. Essentially waive all federal permits. 214. We're going to have you go very quickly because a federal permit can take 10 years. 218. We're not going to do that. 219. We're not going to. 219. We don't want to take 10 days.
Now, we also watched President Trump greeting firefighters who responded to the Palisades fire, thanking them for their efforts. 232. Fire Chief Kristen Crowley was in attendance. Also Chief Maroney. 236. President Trump and First Lady Melania spoke with fire victims, several people who lost their homes. 241. He was touring through the alphabet streets. 244. Now, the president has been critical in recent days of the mismanagement of the fires in California, saying that wildlife protections have impeded access to water. 254. He was joined here by several California leaders like Mayor Karen Bass. 259. She said Los Angeles needs federal funding to clean up much of the hazardous waste. 303. Representative Judy Chu, who represents Pasadena, was here today. 307. She told President Trump she is happy he came to Los Angeles, but she suggested he take note of and remember the devastation in Altadena from the Eaton fire. 317. She suggested that he come and visit this area too. 320. California Governor Gavin Newsom was here, even though they're at odds. 325. They've been at odds in recent days. 327. The president and Newsom greeted each other warmly on the tarmac at Licks. 331. And Newsom said he is glad the president is in town. 335. They promised to work together on the recovery here. 337. We heard from several Democratic leaders right after the president's visit tonight. 341. Here's Brad Sherman, who shared his mixed feelings about the discussion today.
The president made a number of comments, some helpful, some not so helpful. 3:55. First, he expressed support for our firefighters. 4 o'clock, which is a reversal from what he did in his inaugural speech when he said that these fires burn without even a token of a resistance, of defense. 4:12. Excuse me, without even a token of defense. 4:16. He recognized that these firefighters defended our homes. 4:20. We lost some, but thank God this fire here is virtually out. 4:25. Talked a lot about water. 4:27. Without ever recognizing that we don't have a water shortage here in Los Angeles County at this time, and not having water come from Northern California down to Southern California had nothing to do with this fire. 4:42. The problem we had is we have a water delivery system up here to the Palisades that is designed for ordinary use, maybe even put out 2 or 3 house fires at the same time. 4:54. And also allow people to run their lives. 4:58. We never built a system here to a debt deal with. 5:02. Hundreds and hundreds of homes burning at the same time.
Whoa. 5:09. President Trump is now on his way to Las Vegas, where he's holding a rally tomorrow afternoon. 5:14. He's expected to talk about the economy and his no taxes on tips proposal. 5:20. Court Micah, back to you.
Rachel. 5:23. Thank you.